Hello, welcome once again to WCHS Today. My name is Aaron Reese. I'll be your host, as always. And to my immediate right, we have Mike Fitzpatrick, and to his right is Joe Kramer. How you doing, guys?
Back again.
Pretty good.
Back again. Yes, and boy, I'll tell you, we're packing the place tonight here. We've got, how many people we got out there?
An all-time high of 365.
Yeah.
Yes, 365 people in the audience here today, yes. Well, anyway, boy, we got a great show for you tonight. We got Mr. Care, who will be retiring soon. We'll find out a little bit more about that later. We got a little excerpt here from Joe's World, and we got an Uncle Charlie tonight, and there's the mystery guest, Nathan Early, may be here later. Yes,
There's certainly a possibility.
there's a possibility of that, but we don't know at this point.
Well, if he shows up, we'll notice.
Yes, most certainly.
We'll keep you posted.
Yeah. Well, and I think it is worth mentioning that this is the St. Patrick's Day show here. Well, kind of. But,
Well, yeah, you'd think there'd be a lot of green decorations about the set, but after last show's imperialist colored
Green.
dogma speech
Green.
from Nathan, I don't think the set could take any more of it.
yeah. Yeah. So we've had if you want some green, just watch the last show. We've got plenty of green and green references. What is this nose reference here in my picture? No. The ultimate paradox, Nathan Early. All right. Anyway, hey, let's get things started here with a top 10.
All right. Let's see here. Well, this is the St. Patrick's Day show, despite what you might see. And so this is a St. Patrick's Day top 10 list. These are the top 10 things TV Club would wish for if it found a leprechaun. Okay, number 10, change the color of everything to green. That's courtesy of Nathan Early.
Yes.
Number 9, and this is also Nathan's, and don't ask me to explain it, a baker's dozen of water weenies. Number 8, to make the Bermuda Triangle into the Bermuda Hyperbola. Number 7, more sea monkey skits. Number 6, a multi-million-dollar syndication deal with Paramount Pictures. Number 5, David Letterman's writers.
we could use a couple of those, right?
At least one.
At least one. One would suffice. We've got no writers as it stands.
Virtually, yeah. Okay, number 4, to know the half-life of chicken fried steak. I don't think we have time to find that one out.
No.
Okay, number 3, a brand new luge track.
So we can have the first running of the luge. It's
The first official running of
the
the
first
luge.
official running of the luge.
It'll be coming up next year.
next year.
Next year on WCHS Today. Okay, number 2, better top 10 lists. And the number 1 thing TV Club would wish for if we found a leprechaun, an audience.
Yes. Boy, we've got some decibel level out there today, Mike. A little
It's
bit better
finally
than
at
usual.
double digits.
Yes, we have jettisoned ourselves into the double digit. Okay, well, let's see. Without further ado, we got a special guest for you today, Mr. Kerr. Big round of applause, Mr. Kerr. And a good afternoon to you. All right. Well, let's see. Now, we have Mr. Kerr on the show here for, well, a couple reasons, but basically we found out that you are retiring after this year.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, before we get to that, let's give me a little bit of a general background about yourself, starting with maybe your schooling. Where'd you go to school?
Well, I grew up in East Peoria. And
Okay.
attended East Peoria High School. Then I got my bachelor's from Bradley University, a master's from Illinois State University, and a specialist from Western Illinois University.
Now, is a specialist degree, is that the same as a doctorate, or?
No, it's a just an advanced degree past the master's. It's
so-
short of a doctorate.
Ah, I see. You don't have any plans to go back to the school to get that old doctorate, would
Not
you?
at my age.
Not at your age, eh? Okay. Now let's see. What kind of? Do you have any job experiences before you came here, or did you just start out at Washington?
No, I had, right out of college, I started teaching in junior high school.
Okay.
Taught language arts at Central Junior High in East Peoria.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be close friends with the superintendent's son, and the superintendent offered me a job.
Ah.
So I
Well-
stayed there for 1 year.
Okay.
then went to graduate school. And while I was in graduate school, this job opened up here, so I came to meet you.
Now, as a comparison, do you like your job now better than teaching? Yes.
Well, there's a lot of things you miss when you do get away from the students. I'm sure you're thinking of the discipline in the classroom, but there's a lot of fun that someone has working with students, and I don't get that in my job, and haven't for some time. So in that way, when I observe a class and the class is going well and the students are reacting, I'm a little bit envious of that teacher. So there is some fun still in that one.
Okay, well, great. Now let's see. What about some other interests and hobbies besides your job here? What other interests do you have?
Well, probably my biggest interest is in the fall. I'm a college football fan. I love Notre Dame football, and I've been fortunate in my life that I have a friend who has season tickets and takes me to at least 4 home games a year.
Hey, great deal.
And they're hard to come by, so it's really nice there. And then when I'm not at Notre Dame, I have season tickets for the University of Illinois, so I'm down there at their games. So I'll see 8 to 10 college football games during the fall.
All right. So you got a good football fan here then.
Big football fan, and also I bought a boat a couple of years ago, so I like to be out on the river when the nice weather is there.
Oh yeah, speedboat?
Well, it's a deck boat, which is, I'm not sure whether you're familiar with it, but it's a combination of what you look at like a pontoon boat, except it has a large engine in it. It will go like 45 miles an hour on the river. So it's both.
Okay. Do you ever bring some of the family out and do some skiing behind it, or?
We haven't skied on it. You can ski very easily on it, but I just have not done it. But the other members of my family like to go on it, although my wife broke her back on it a year ago. We hit a wave and she came off the seat and fell and broke a vertebrae in her back. So.
Okay, that'll put a dampener on the fun.
Put a little bit of dampener on it, yes.
All right. Well, hey, let's see. The first thing we should start out with is basically getting back to the job thing now. Is what exactly do you do as an assistant superintendent?
What do I do?
Yeah.
A little bit of everything. The biggest things, in charge of supervision and evaluation of all teachers, and been involved in hiring teachers, and also involved with curriculum and grading, scheduling. I do all the scheduling of teachers. I do the work with the vocational programs, the gifted programs, and that type of thing.
So there's not too much of an overlap between your responsibilities and that of the superintendent, Mr. Longbuckle, then?
No, but there is a last line in my job description that says any other duties assigned by the superintendent, and so that's where the overlap comes.
Okay.
Every once in a while I end up doing some things that are those type. He just needs somebody to help him out. So that happens. But generally, no, we don't do the same thing.
All right. Now, how far back did you always want to be in your profession now as an administrator, or was this just a secondary thing from the schooling or from the to teaching? Or?
Well, when I went into teaching, yes, I always thought that eventually I would like to get into administration. I guess I saw myself as somebody who was a leader, who had some ideas, and I wanted to go that direction. And I've been pretty lucky. I started out here as a teacher. I was a counselor for a few years, and then as the school grew, I was able to move into administrative position and eventually to assistant superintendent.
Okay, great. Now, what is your assessment here of your years at Washington High School? I mean, what do you think? Have things gotten better, or what do you think?
Well, when I came here, I think we're actually the school was bigger. It was about 1,300. We're about 1,150 now. But I still think we had kind of a small school mentality, and I think we have grown into one of the most respected schools in this area. And I think that's one of the things that I could be most proud to see, that when our test scores are shown compared with other schools around, we're always among the leaders. When you talk to people from various areas outside of Washington, they always have a great amount of respect for Washington, and I think that has evolved over the years, and I feel like I've played a part in that. Obviously, just a part, but yeah, I think we have grown as a school in those years.
Well, great. Is there any highlight or interesting incident in your years here that you'd like to share?
Well, you're probably looking for humorous incidents, but
Well, not necessarily, but...
that all has to do with people, and I don't want to bring in names, but, as far as what are the highlights, you look around this building, and prior to 1975, so much of this building wasn't here. The part we're in right now was not here, and we were bursting at the seams with over 1,700 students without that, and the community passed a referendum to do this, finish this building, and I think we were really proud to see this part opened up. It allowed the new larger library to be there, and several of the classrooms, and that's a highlight, I think. And just a few years ago, when we had to go out and work with the community again on the educational referendum, where many communities were voting down referendums, didn't want to pay additional money for supporting the schools. Mr. Edwards, who was superintendent at that time, led the campaign there, and we went out and spent every night out talking to people, and the community supported us and got the district back on good, sound financial shape. And that's got to be a highlight, because that was a lot of work, and it ended up being something that was good for the school and ultimately the students.
Yeah, that certainly is. I remember I was out putting some pamphlets in people's houses too. I think we had a lot of people out.
That's right. We had a lot of students out doing it, a lot of faculty members, a lot of parents, and just interested citizens among that. So it was a neat community effort.
Great. Now, I guess in closing here, what are your plans now? You're retiring. You gonna move to Florida and take the boat down there, or what's going on here?
No, see, part of being able to retire, my wife's got to continue working, so I have to stay here. She won't let me go to Florida and while she's down there. No, I will probably look for another type of position, something different that maybe renew me just a little bit. But no, I'm going to have to work. If anybody's out there with a job for me, I'm available.
There you go. All right, here we go. You've seen it here first. Mr. Kerr is still looking. All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot for coming on the show here today, and I wish you all the luck in the future.
Well, thank you.
All righty. Well, let's see what we got next on the agenda here. Okay. Well, keeping the show moving right along here, we have got Uncle Charlie, the one, the only.
What do you want? What am I doing here? What? Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to read you little brats a story. Yeah, I'll think here for a minute. Oh, yeah, story, all right. Well, I got a nice little green four-leaf clover story for you for St. Patty's Day. Once upon a time, there was a man skipping through a field of clover. This man and singing like a dying moose. This man found a four-leaf clover and thought, I'll take this home to my wife and kids. As the man was skipping home, he must have been off balance or something from sniffing all that clover all day because he dropped that clover right in the sewer grate. The clover screamed and screamed, help me, help me, I'm drowning. Good, you stupid little clover, I hope you choke on that raw sewage. Then the clover finally came out a big culvert. A big, messy culvert. And he said, whew, I'm safe again. That's too bad, you darn clover. Then some mean old dog came along, and he rolled in the mess. That's right, he got down and he rolled in that mess at the end of the sewer. And the clover stuck to it. And then the dog walked over in the grass, and he shook himself off. And the clover flew off. And then 2 little kids came along, Jane and Jimmy. And Jane said, oh, look, a four-leaf clover. And Jimmy said, I'll pick it up for you. Yeah, he picked it up all right, but he didn't know it was on a landmine. Yeah, that's right, he picked it up, and they both blew up. That's right, they blew clean up. They were gone, they were dead. That's the way it was, and they liked it. You like it too, you love it. Yeah! Yeah, now go away! Leave me alone! Hey, you're not gone yet! Go away! Leave me alone! I'm gonna go back to sleep! Hey, get out of here!
Thank you, Uncle Charlie. Boy, I'll tell you, he certainly spices up the show a little bit, doesn't he?
He sure does.
That's great. All right. Hey, do we have a PSA today, Mr. Weaver, back there in the control room? Well, maybe we don't have a PSA.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Yeah, cue it up there, Weaver.
Excuse me. Do you wear your safety belt?
Why, no. I don't wear my safety belt.
Thank you.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Hey! We're back. We're back. All right. And now we do I got any confetti in my hair, Mike?
Not anymore.
All right, that's good. All right, we're back, and we've got a choir and band report with Jen Whittaker. Come on up, Jen. Oh, it looks like Terry Guston also. Yes. Jen and Terry.
I get the couch.
Watch your step. There's confetti on the floor. All right.
Is that like those landmines?
Okay, and let's see. And Andrea Brown also. Okay, well, what ladies is going on with band and choir now? Clue us in.
Let's see. Band first?
Sure. Band first.
Okay. We went to solo and ensemble. Well, some of us went to
Solo and ensemble.
on
contest.
Saturday.
Yeah.
And Terry did very well, personally. She got 2 first?
3, well, 2.5, yeah.
2.5.
Yeah. I directed a little brass choir that
That's
got...
3.
This
She got 3.
what's this half now? Or
Well, I just directed a brass choir, and they get a first place.
Okay. Now, what's the criteria here? I mean, can everybody get a first place?
No, because there's a lot of people that weren't very good. I don't know. This is kind of funny.
Everybody has a possibility, but
Yeah, everybody's got the possibility.
Everybody has
but
a
if you
possibility
don't
of
do
getting
good
first.
enough, Yeah.
Do they have a big awards ceremony where all can
No.
stand on the podium? And
there's too many firsts.
There's too many first.
Oh, okay.
Podium. And let's see, Mr. Tomlin said 90% of our band students that went got first. And no one got lower than second, so.
How does that compare to previous years?
Yes.
Previous years, we had about 9 people go to solo and ensemble, and we had probably about 50, at least 50 go this year.
Wow.
So nobody ever goes
choir
before.
for choir.
Yeah, choir went this year too.
Yeah, choir went.
Now, what do you attribute that to?
The new band director.
The new push in the band department?
The
Is
band
that?
and chorus director. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
They have a lot of energy, that's for sure.
A lot of energy. Yes, that's something that the teachers tend to lose after a while. They lose that drive, you know. And choir. What's going on with choir
Choir
here?
did really good.
Yes, choir did really good.
About 90% too for choir.
Or more. Yeah.
Yeah. It was required this year, and the years before it's been optional. And
Yeah, we all had to go in choir, so.
we had how many 12 soloists?
Yeah.
I think
Something.
maybe only 3 or 4 of them only got second.
Yeah.
The rest got first.
Very good. Very well.
Yeah.
Now, what's the up and coming event here that we should all be anxiously awaiting?
The
Band
free
concert.
band concert on Sunday.
On Sunday, there's a band concert, the 13th.
Featuring 2 of the groups that got first at solo and ensemble. The brass quartet.
How much is?
It's free!
It's free.
Yes.
That means that activity passes will not be honored there. It is free. They will not even accept them at the door. All right.
And the Midline Band Festival is when? Sometime in a
The
couple weeks.
22nd. The 22nd, we have a Middle Illini band contest.
Here!
We're hosting it this year, which, like, all the Middle Illini people would
All
be
those
like
people you love to hate in
Limestone
sports
and
are here.
Metamora and Galesburg, and
All those people.
they're all coming to our school to play. Their bands are coming.
It's not really
Great
competition.
deal.
Just to
No.
get together.
We just get together and waste a lot of time, basically. But
So, all right. Well, Bob, Mary, and Bill, if you're out there and you'd like to stop on by to get the free concert and whatnot,
3 o'clock
great.
West Gym.
More
It's
power
West
to
Gym.
you. And forget about the activity passes. It will not be honored. Forget it. It will not. All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot, ladies, and good luck. It's the host, the co-host, special host combination back here. And boy, it looks like we're just about coming to a close here, guys. We got a good 3 minutes left to fill. We have the last segment, the world and Joe, with Joe Kramer. Everybody. Joe, it's been a while since we've seen you.
Yeah, it has. I was with the very box office smash, 7 Brides for 7 Brothers musical.
Box office, yes. Great. So what's involved with your world here?
Well, I want to show this is a hockey stick for all of you guys who don't know.
Okay.
Oh, they informed me this is a golf club, but I guess you can use it for both.
If you're really bored, I guess, perhaps.
This is what I do. I sit at home, when my TV's broken and I have nothing better to do, so I just think of really dumb things to say. And I come here and say them. Thank you very much.
Great.
Okay, this is my world. I'm looking on my very empty calendar. One thing, concert choir tryouts are the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of this month. I encourage you, if you can sing, or even if you can't, go for it. I mean, I'm going out, so I encourage you to also.
I'm sure Fitzpatrick's trying out here too, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right.
We all are. And I'm looking through this, and the solo and ensemble contest, I was there too. My ensemble got a second. But
so you were one of the 10% then, eh?
that wasn't my fault, okay?
Sure, that's what they all say. All 10% of them.
Yeah, it was all 10% of them. Yeah. Also, if you pay income tax, it's due by the 15th of next month. Unfortunately, I had a stupid paper out, and I still have to pay.
Fitzpatrick, you got yours all filled out now?
Yeah, his
I
paper
don't
out.
have one. I don't have one to fill out.
Oh, you
I'm
don't?
not going to be filling out one. I don't need to, apparently.
All
Why
right,
not?
the IRS, you've heard it here first. Take him with
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion. We caught him. He's incriminated himself right here on WCHS Today. This does not happen on every show, just ours.
Okay, I've got my my sports section. Aren't these two the biggest babes you've ever seen? If you can. Okay, Nancy Kerrigan and
Yes.
Oksana Bayul.
He's going to beat the dead goat once again. The Nancy Kerrigan story.
No, this really doesn't have a lot to do with Nancy Kerrigan. I guess actually it does. She slammed one of the best mouses in the world, Mickey Mouse. It says here, Nancy Kerrigan, riding with Mickey Mouse at Walt Disney World, had this to say: "This is the corniest thing I have ever done," etc., etc. I don't have a whole lot of respect for someone who slams Mickey, okay? I didn't care about the skating incident because that really didn't bother me. I'm not a skater. I don't follow it. But when you slam Mickey, I draw the line.
He draws the line. Hey, boy, I don't know. Joe, you got some closing comments here. We're running low on time, bud. And
this is what, if you can see this is what Mrs. Joyce does to you if you don't turn in your script. I didn't turn in my script.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm
a mangled skater, folks. Hey, that means it's time to go.
And no visit from the illustrious
And no
Nathan
visit from the
Early.
illustrious Nathan. Hey, my name is Aaron Reese, Mike Fitzpatrick, Joe Kramer. Hey, this is our show. Thanks a lot.
And now for something completely different.